This is a short video I'm making. My name is Dr. Barry. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm an osteopath herbalist. I've been natural medicine, nursing, all that jazz. I promised my friends on Facebook that I had heart surgery that we would do this, and I had a heart valve replacement in October. I forget the date actually. It's now December. So anyway, let's go over the grounds. First of all, I used to have a check done every couple of years, and the doctor sent me for a cardiogram, and it showed that the valve was playing up a little bit narrow, and the cardiologist described it as a door that was a bit squeaky. So I kept an eye on it for about 3 years, and I was overseas in Ireland in 2023, July, August. Bit short of breath walking around, a lot of walking. So I decided to come when I came back to have another cardiogram, and it showed the valve was completely blocked. Well, not completely blocked, but it wasn't flapping, right? There was just a little hole in the middle, and of course the left ventricle was making up for all that pressure, back pressure, and I was getting a little bit short of breath, but not too bad. But I was really pretty healthy, and apart from that, I was pretty fit. I was walking for miles, weight lifts, do a lot of things. But anyway, I was very lucky in one sense. The valve that need replacement could be done. At the moment, they only could do the cardiac valve. It's a pretty straightforward procedure. The other valves are now actually being done, and there's other procedures where they can do a lot of surgery through a little hole around the ribs. Anyway, that's another story. Well, let's look at the TAVI. I'll put the thing up. I had it done at Monash Heart Hospital. It's a new hospital, and it is probably the most cleanest hospital I've ever been in. I've been in a few, and the most efficient. It was friendly. I was awake while they were doing the angiogram. I was awake while they were doing the TAVI. I could see the valve on its way up to the arteries. It was. Some people say, why did you want to see that? Well, I find it fascinating to see. You do get a drug to keep you a little bit calm, and you don't feel a thing. In fact, I find it very interesting. But what they don't tell you, the full disclosure as far as the procedure said, they sell you this good idea, and it's thank God for it. It's wonderful. I was very lucky because friends of mine have had open heart surgery, and it works. It all works out in the end, but it's a lot more complicated, the recovery. But in my opinion, I was extremely fit going in. It says you can't drive a car for a month, and I thought, oh, no, I'll be around. Right, I'll be out there on the third or fourth day. On a Monday, I had the operation through the artery. Don't feel a thing. It's absolutely it's really good. It's a good experience if you're not scared, and there's no need to be. On the third day, which was a Wednesday, they sent me home, and I was walking quite normal, feeling good, but tired, fatigued. But what they don't give you the full disclosure on and tell you is the recovery is a bitch, and that's probably someone described it on Facebook. It is terrible. You are fatigued beyond belief. Even walking around, you're tired and you sleep like an old dog. I did anyway, for a lot of the time, which is great. But you do progressively get better. And then you go to rehab and you do a little bit, and you find walking on the treadmill very hard work. Only do 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and that goes on for a few weeks. Everything you do is tired. And then a month later, you think, oh, you're getting better. And you have a lot of anxiety. All of a sudden, you're feeling good. And within seconds, you've got anxiety, your blood pressure goes up, it changes. And you have a few TIAs, which they do not tell you about, which is quite normal. You get a bit numb in the lips, sometimes numb in the hand, but only lasts for a second or two. It does cause you concern because you don't expect it. But if you were told about it in the beginning, these things will be okay. thank God for Valium because the anxiety is really hits you hard. So you've got to be careful with Valium, of course. But I find that if you take it when you really need it, it's not addictive. Now, don't take my word for that. Just take it when you have to. But then for now that in 3 months, all of a sudden I felt great. I was running around, and then I overdid it a little bit by walking, and you then get a little bit of an attack of anxiety. Your blood pressure will change; it'll pop up high, and if you take your blood pressure tablets, Norton, it'll bring it back down again, and a Valium, and you're okay. And now that it's 4 or 5 months, I find that periodically I do get hit by a bit of stress. I'm off. I was on Aspirin for a while, and they put me on Pixiban because went back to the hospital because I got a bit of a scare, and they put me on Pixiban for a couple of months. But after 3 or 4 months, the cardiologist says you can get off that now, and you can get off the Aspirin as well. So I was very lucky. Sometimes I think I am back to normal, that I'm 100%, and all of a sudden you'll get a little bit of anxiety because you've overdone a little bit of exercise, you've forgotten you ran up the stairs or something. Um, and it can set you back. But so long as you know that it's quite normal and you're not short of breath and you're breathing okay, it's okay. Your blood pressure, my blood pressure is right down before lower than it ever was before. I do take my Cardus plus. My blood pressure sometimes goes down to 123, 125, 140, and that's quite normal. Overnight, over 80 and over 75 mostly. Pulse rates is 56 to 65, which is normal for me. Some people it may be higher, but all the little setbacks you have are quite normal, so long as you accept them and learn how to handle them. Now that it's December, that's 4 or 5 months. Apparently, after 6 months, you do get a lot better. So those people who on Facebook who've been saying, "Oh, they're scared about going because they've heard some of these things." If you don't go, that ventricle is going to work itself out, and you won't be able to keep going at all. The valve will block up. Like I'll put a photograph up to show you what a blocked calcified valve looks like in my case, which is probably mine. And the TAVI itself, I'll just put a quick in the corner there. I'll stick it up. But the most important thing is if you're lucky enough to have a TAVI that's which done through the artery, be grateful, but do remember that the recovery is an absolute, as someone described it is hard, but you get over it and you learn to live with it. Now you spend a lot of time asleep, which is great. Just like remember dogs when they get sick, they used to lie down and go sleep and wake up. And when really old people, I'm 79, so I'm pretty old. So I fall asleep with the drop of a hat watching TV, but that's quite normal. But the overall thing is, if you have to have it done, have it done. And at rehab, I met a lot of people who had coronary artery bypasses and other procedures done. Once the heart is touched, it's not that the heart is actually working properly afterwards, but the computer up the top, the brain, it's the problem. It has to learn to readjust to being normal. Whereas for years it's been pumping up against the wind, if you like, hard pressure, and now all of a sudden it's working properly and it has to reset itself. So my advice is, which is from experience, have it done. Just go along, but take a bit of Valium, which you have to be, you know, the side effects of Valium, a bit dopey the next day, but if you take it when you need it, it's not addictive. Well, it hasn't been for me. But be careful. Expect the unexpected. So just don't panic and learn to live with the recovery. Some people recover fast and some people recover slow. Anyway, that's Dr. Barry and One Love News signing off. I hope this does help the people that's about to have a heart valve replacement, whether it's open heart surgery or not. It'll all work out well, and the recovery will some people will get better quicker and some don't. But all the unexpected things like a little bit of TAVI, like that's the transmission. People look up these TAVI. It's like little mini strokes, but it's quite normal after having a valve replacement. It's no harm. If you put on a Pixie band, take it, try and get off it as soon as you possibly can. But it's accepted. Aspro is most people are on Aspro, which does it doesn't. There's no such thing as blood thinners. It just stops the blood clotting process. The valve, you need it for 3 months to stop its blood sticking to the valve itself, and that's why they do it. But overall, I'm glad I've had it done. I'm I'll probably get run over by a car, but that's another story. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Share this if on Facebook to the other people who need help. And Barry signing off, and a very Merry Christmas. And let's hope that's the last valve replacement, especially at my age. Bye for now.